Some time ago in our nuclear world, the sciences got better and better, continue to get better. It still happens. It's what we do. It's part of it. So there's something called primordial nuclides. Nuclides. These are elements that science has figured out are long lived, have been here, and are the foundations of the planet. It's a really interesting Google, or maybe not. But this idea of primordial nuclides. Now, nuclides are elements and isotopes of those elements. Nuclides, which includes isotopes and elements, is everything. It turns out that many of the elements that the Earth consists of decay, they go away over millions or even billions of years that we know about solar history. There was time before the Earth was even existed. But the Earth came into being from these primordial nuclides, elements that can be old enough to exist for long enough to live on it. So it's interesting science. So what does this matter? This conversation about iodine. Iodine in our diet. Iodine is a necessary element in our diet. Our thyroid actually consumes and distributes this iodine, but it uses it itself, so that's the major place it gets concentrated. But there's another iodine out there we know well about. Iodine 131. Well, we don't know well about it, but it's out there. It is a byproduct of commercial nuclear reactors. It's typically not a concern until there's an excursion, an event, or the tin's opened up. And inside of permits out there for the reactor, there's allowable limits of these things because we know how they work. Plus, iodine 131 has an 8-day half-life. It's reasonably manageable. If you can just let it sit somewhere safe for a while, it will go away, disappear, turn into something else, maybe a little not as deadly. So that is the deal, is to isolate the iodine. It's done inside of the commercial reactors. It is produced there, we know that. So what does that matter? Iodine, the World Health Organization, sometime before I was born, learned about these elements in our body. Niacin, thiamine. Now these are compounds, not necessarily elements, but they're delivering. They're built on base elements that we learned about before I was born. Before my generation even started, we had these inklings of ideas how it worked. So this iodine 131, you can buy tablets for it, but you'll notice that on labels it is a food fortification thing, where things like niacin and iodine are added into foods, particularly salts. That is to keep a good, healthy amount of iodine in a normal population. But if you live near a nuclear facility, there better be, it's generally required somewhere, that iodine tablets are available in case of an emergency. If that emergency happens, the idea is to saturate your thyroid with good iodine, so the bad iodine doesn't have a reason to migrate to your thyroid, and it's quickly expelled from your body before it decays somewhere of purpose. This is a biological half-life conversation now. How long do things stay in your body? Where do they stay? The thyroid is where iodine accumulates. We know that. It likes, it needs, it has to have iodine, and the isotope it has matters to your health. Are there other factors? absolutely, that create thyroid problems. But this is one we know about. You can learn about those iodine pills. You should know about them if you're near a nuclear facility and know why they could be important. The challenge is it's transferring the responsibility to you for their mistakes. You have to go find these iodine tablets and purchase them for their mistakes. Accidents happen and can be prevented. Only you